There comes a moment in every person's life where the world seems too loud, the doubt too heavy, the path ahead too unclear. And in that moment, you have two choices. You can let the storm outside shake the calm within, or you can learn to act as if nothing bothers you. Not because you're blind, not because you're numb, but because you've built something inside of you that the world can't touch. See, most people live their whole lives reacting. They wake up and scroll. They let the news infect their thoughts. They let other people's moods decide how they feel. Their energy, borrowed. Their confidence, conditional. Their mindset, fragile. But greatness, true greatness, lives on a different frequency. It's tuned into something deeper. When Napoleon Hill spent over 20 years studying the most successful men in the world, Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Rockefeller, he didn't just discover a list of habits. He discovered a mindset, a way of being, a belief so powerful it could bend reality. You think you're stuck? Edison failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. Was he stuck? Number. He was obsessed. He saw failure as feedback. While others gave up after 5 tries, he kept swinging because he wasn't addicted to comfort. He was addicted to progress. Let me tell you something personal. The moment you start seeing discomfort as your signal, not your enemy, everything changes. Discomfort is the call, the bell ringing, the crack in the illusion. It means you're close to something real. Comfort is the silent killer. It doesn't crash your life. It slowly dims it. Henry Ford was laughed at when he said he wanted to create a car for the masses. The people around him said, if people want faster transportation, they'll ask for faster horses. But Ford had a vision that existed beyond the comfort of the known. He didn't need applause. He didn't need permission. He just needed to move. Are you moving? Or are you mentally pacing in place, pretending you're waiting on God, luck, or alignment, when all you're doing is waiting on yourself? Every single day you stay in the same cycle. Wake up, scroll, compare, doubt, repeat. You bury your potential a little deeper. But here's the gift hidden inside that truth. If you're the one who buried it, you're also the one who can dig it out. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You've just been lied to. You've been sold the story that life is supposed to feel good all the time, that hard things are bad, that if you don't feel inspired, you shouldn't act. But guess what? Winners act before they feel ready. They act tired. They act scared. They act with shaky hands. They act even when the room is empty and the applause is silent. And it's in that moment, when the voice in your head says, don't do it, and you do it anyway, that something inside you breaks and something bigger begins. Comfort is the most seductive trap ever invented. It gives you just enough pleasure to stay still, and just enough pain to keep you dreaming. It's the soft bed that turns into a coffin, the warm bath that drowns you slowly, the soft voice in your head that whispers, you're doing enough, when your soul knows you were built for more. And you were. You were built for the storm, for the grind, for the fight. You were built to break cycles, to rewrite the story, to be the one who did it, even when nobody thought you would, even when you didn't believe in yourself yet. Abraham Lincoln lost multiple elections. His business failed. He battled depression, but he didn't stop. Why? Because he didn't chase comfort. He chased purpose. He walked through the fire with blistered feet, not because it felt good, but because his mission meant more than his feelings. Ask yourself right now, what matters more, how you feel, or who you become? Comfort will always chase feeling. Growth will always chase becoming. It's not your lack of talent. It's not your lack of resources. It's the story you keep telling yourself when no one's watching. That inner dialogue, the one that tells you you're not ready, not good enough, not smart enough, not them, that's the real enemy. And guess what? That voice gets louder the longer you stay comfortable. You need to become dangerous again. Not reckless, not impulsive, dangerous. The kind of dangerous that comes from knowing your worth, from knowing that you've wasted too many mornings sleeping in on your greatness, from knowing that you've let your gifts gather dust in the attic of distraction. You want to feel alive? Trade the dopamine for discipline. You want to make money? Trade the scrolling for strategy. You want freedom? Trade your comfort for courage. No one is coming. No one is handing it to you. But you've had the power all along, buried under your habits, under your fears, under your comfort. So get uncomfortable. Get up earlier. Say no to what weakens you. Say yes to the hard reps, the silence, the rejection, the grind. Because on the other side of that resistance is everything you've ever wanted. Tesla slept on the floor of his lab while people laughed at him. Walt Disney was told he had no imagination. Carnegie started as a poor immigrant boy scrubbing floors. They weren't born lucky. They weren't handed a blueprint. They chose discomfort every single day until their dreams screamed louder than their doubts. That's your blueprint now. You're not stuck. You never were. You were just too comfortable. So let this be the moment. The moment you burn the old script. The one that said play small, wait your turn, stay quiet. Let this be the beginning of a new addiction. The addiction to growth. From this day forward, chase what's hard, not what's easy. Chase what stretches you, not what soothes you. Build mornings like battlegrounds. Fill your days with intention. Create your nights with reflection. Don't just wake up, rise. Because success doesn't whisper, it roars. And it only roars for those brave enough to silence comfort and chase the fire within. So fight. Fight for the version of you buried under years of doubt. Fight for the vision that keeps you up at night. Fight for the legacy that your name was always meant to carry. There will be days when it's quiet, when it feels like no one sees you, when the work is heavy and the results are invisible. Keep showing up, because that's when most people quit, and that's when warriors are made. Right there, in the silence, in the unseen, in the grind that feels like it doesn't matter, but it does. Because the seeds of your future self are planted in discipline, not desire. Nobody builds an empire by waiting for inspiration. Nobody changes the world by waiting to feel ready. You want to lead? Lead yourself first. Out of bed, into discomfort, through pain, past fear, straight into purpose. You're not stuck. You're rising. And when the world finally hears your roar, they'll call it overnight success. But you'll know it was born in the dark, forged in fire, and fueled by a decision. Never again will I bow to comfort, because I was born to conquer it.
Purpose reminds you where you're going. Vision pulls you forward, even in the dark. And resilience? Resilience is the fire that refuses to go out. It's what makes you wake up with a broken heart and still show up. It's what makes you risk again after failing. It's what makes you stand in the storm, soaked in fear, and still whisper, I will not fold. That fire, it can't be taught, but it can be activated. And the way you activate it is by getting clear. What do you want? Who are you becoming? What are you willing to give up to get there? Because here's the truth. Your next level is waiting for you, but it's hidden behind everything you're afraid to face. And until you face it, the fear, the insecurity, the discomfort, you'll keep spinning in circles, wondering why success keeps slipping through your fingers. There is no shortcut. There is no hack. Just decision, repetition, focus, and belief so deep it turns vision into reality. And once you get that, once you understand that your thoughts shape your emotions drive your actions, and your actions shape your world, then everything changes. You stop fighting the noise. You stop needing applause. You stop chasing validation. You act as if nothing bothers you, because in the deepest part of you, nothing does. You've seen the truth that greatness isn't out there, it's in you, waiting, watching, ready. Most people are afraid of stillness, afraid of silence, afraid of being alone with their thoughts. But the great ones, they seek it. They know that silence sharpens focus, that in the still moments, when the noise fades and the distractions fall away, your real power begins to speak. That inner voice, your intuition, your higher self, whatever name you give it, is always there. But it doesn't shout, it whispers, and you'll never hear it if your life is filled with noise. The noise of opinions, the noise of gossip, the noise of comparison. The reason you can't move forward isn't always because you're stuck. It's because you're listening to too many other people who are. Listen to me. You don't need more advice. You need more alignment. You don't need more people clapping for you. You need more hours locked in with your craft. You don't need more permission. You need more courage. When Thomas Edison was experimenting with the light bulb, he failed thousands of times. Journalists mocked him. The public laughed. His peers thought he was wasting his life chasing a fantasy. But he didn't rage. He didn't beg them to believe in him. He just kept working. Every failure a step, every mistake a message. And when asked how it felt to fail so many times, he said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's the mindset of a warrior. That's the energy of someone who refuses to be shaken. And that's what you need to become. Not someone who waits to be inspired, but someone who becomes unshakable, not emotionless, not numb, but rooted. You feel everything, the wins, the losses, the doubts, but you don't let any of it define you, because you've already decided who you are. You've already declared to yourself, I am the storm. I don't wait for the weather to change. I become the change. And that identity, that self-image, is where everything begins. You will never outperform the way you see yourself. If you see yourself as average, you'll play small. If you see yourself as a victim, you'll stay powerless. But if you see yourself as a leader, as someone built for greatness, forged in fire, made for more, then no storm, no setback, no silence can stop you. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. His first animation studio went bankrupt. His ideas were rejected hundreds of times, but he held on to one truth. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And what is courage, really? Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move through fear. It's the moment you choose faith over comfort, vision over validation, purpose over pain. You wake up every morning and say, this day owes me nothing. I owe everything to it. You sharpen your habits like blades. You protect your mind like a fortress. You speak to yourself like someone who matters because you do. And that inner dialogue, it's everything. You can't say, I'm a failure in the dark and expect to shine in the light. You can't beat yourself up every day and expect to win in life. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to someone you love, someone you believe in, someone who's about to change the world. Because you are. You are the writer of your story, the builder of your legacy, the master of your mind. But here's the truth. Mastery takes time. Success doesn't come to those who want it bad enough. It comes to those who want it long enough. When everyone else gets tired, you keep going. When everyone else gives in, you rise. Because you've trained your mind to be bigger than your emotions. You've disciplined your spirit to keep showing up. And when the world sees you, calm, focused, resilient, they'll wonder how you did it. They'll think it's confidence. They'll think it's luck. But you'll know the truth. You didn't fake it. You forged it. In silence, in struggle, in every invisible hour when no one was watching. That's how empires are built. one small, daily, deliberate choice at a time, not waiting for motivation, moving without it, not begging for signs, becoming one, not hoping for peace, choosing it. Act as if nothing bothers you, not because you're made of stone, but because you're made of fire. And fire doesn't flinch. It burns brighter the darker it gets. And right now, the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more fire, more people who own their truth, more people who walk with purpose, more people who decide to rise, no matter what.